The beginning of 2023 has given us a lot of positives to warm our hearts. So counting down on the positives of the 5th month of the year. Here are the top 5 positive news stories of May 2023. If you liked the video and find the content meaningful, then kindly press the super thanks button and contribute whatever you can to the channel. Your contributions will help us create more engaging and informative positive videos. Number 5. Musicians to credit Earth as collaborator and send royalties to environmental causes. A group of musicians will start naming planet Earth as a collaborator on the music, which will send some of the royalties to environmental causes. Artists including Brian Eno, Fraser T. Smith, Jacob Collier and Anna Calvi will include a credit to Earth as a co-writer for upcoming music. The artists can choose a percentage of royalties to go to Earth%, a charity founded by Eno. Additional artists joining the movement include Mount Kimby, Erlin Cooper, Rostam Batmanglij, and Aurora. According to Earth%, the funds are diverted to various causes, including toward people at the front lines of climate change, scientific solutions to climate change, actions to change cultural norms, and system-wide changes like policy making and economic incentives. The organization's vision includes making the music industry more sustainable, protecting and restoring nature, and contributing toward more sustainable and equitable communities. Earth% has a goal of raising $100 million by 2030. Number 4. 13 years after losing both legs in Afghanistan, veteran summits Everest establishing world record. A Nepali veteran of the British operations in Afghanistan has become the first double above the knee amputee to summit the world's tallest mountain. Hari Bhutamagar, who lives in Canterbury, reached the top on May 19, having started the climb on April 17, 13 years to the day since he lost his legs in an IED explosion. I grew up in Nepal, up to age of 19, and I saw how the disabled people were treated in those remote villages, he said. Many people still think that disability is a sin of previous life and you are the burden of the earth. He tried to kill himself a couple of times, but eventually decided to climb Everest instead. However, there was a legal summit to conquer in his native Nepal before he could tackle Mount Everest. Disabled people had been banned by the Nepali government from attempting the mountain. Enough people die on the journey every year, and the authorities saw no reason to risk that. But Hari was able to overcome that roadblock and prepare for the real quest. He used a variety of interchangeable prosthetics for the climb, which included some equipped with ice spikes and others with mountaineering boots attached. Completing the mission, Bhutamagar says he wants to return to the spot in Afghanistan where he lost his legs in order to say thank you, because if he still had his legs, he would never have climbed Everest. Number 3. Nest Man of India has built 250,000 homes for sparrows and trains students to build more. In the second largest greater metropolitan area on Earth, one man's dedication and love of the common sparrow have the potential to transform a generation of young Indians. Rakesh Khatri, known as the Nest Man of India, has always found sparrows a source of great joy, and even growing up in the bustling streets of Delhi, wherever he saw the simple seed-eating birds, he was gladdened. In an effort to make sure the sparrows of Delhi have a home in the big city, Khatri builds nests out of coconut husks, cotton, jute, and other materials, and has already hosted nest-building workshops in 3,500 schools across India, totaling more than 100,000 pupils. Before the 1980s industrial boom in Delhi, Khatri's home near a bustling marketplace was filled with sparrows. The terrace of his family house had several nests there, and his family used to wake to their pleasant chirping every morning. More and more, the small nooks and crannies in old buildings where the sparrows would nest were disappearing, and so Khatri sought to ensure they remained welcome in Delhi by starting the EcoRoots Foundation and teaching schoolchildren to build their nests for them. His efforts have resulted in nearly 500,000 nests being made entirely of recycled or biodegradable natural materials. Number 2. Ex-racehorse destined for kill pen, rescued by woman who helped raise her. Megan Martin has seen a lot of long faces in her years as a horse trainer, and it was this history that allowed her to turn a potentially sad story into a happy ending. She was just a teenager when she met the young mare Saxi, a horse that was to be trained for racing. But having never made a name for herself and collecting only a few $1,000s in winnings, Saxy was sold on as a workhorse. Retired equine athletes in America are often sold to the Amish communities, who use them to pull plows and buggies, and it was during this activity that Saxy was involved in a collision that left her marked for slaughter. Around this time, Martin was all grown up and worked full-time at Red Lion Farm in Gray, Maine. She was scrolling through Facebook and saw a mare with a brand on her neck that immediately jumped out at her. "That number is actually what saved her," Martin said. "I recognized that brand and said, oh, that's one of the babies that I worked with." Her friend and owner of Red Lion, Kendra Gorham, felt as Martin did, that they couldn't let her fall to such a tragic end. Agreeing to split the cost and raise money and supplies whenever possible, the two ladies set off to Pennsylvania to bring Saxy home. Within 48 hours of reaching out to their community, they had enough money and supplies to ensure Saxy had a real chance of recovering from her accident. On seeing her old trainer for the first time in years, Saxy wrapped her head around Martin after she entered her paddock, bringing immediate tears. Saxy now works for Martin as one of her horses for an equine-assisted psychotherapy program for humans suffering from trauma and PTSD. Number 1. Homeless man hailed as hero for rescuing family from apartment fire. A mother in Arizona woke to find she was trapped in the second story of her apartment home as it quickly engulfed in flames. Claudia Jimenez opened the window and called out to anyone who could hear, needing somehow to find a way to escape while the front door was blocked by the fire. The first person on the scene wasn't a firefighter, it was Joe Hollins, who lived in a homeless encampment with his wife near Claudia's house. "All I see is a lady pull open the window and she's screaming, 'Please help me,' Hollins said. Under the window, Hollins called to Claudia, saying that he would catch the children in his arms. She trusted the man and not only dropped Valerie and Natalie, but the two dogs as well. It took Claudia herself a while to summon the courage to jump, but she managed it, and Hollins still had the strength to catch her. As things calmed down, the family thanked Hollins profusely, though the man said that he did what anyone would do in that situation. While the family lost everything, community members are helping support them to get back on their feet, while some want to know how they can support Hollins and honor what he did. If you liked the video and find the content meaningful, then kindly press the super thanks button and contribute whatever you can to the channel. Your contributions will help us create more engaging and informative positive videos. Like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications for upcoming positive listicle videos.